On a recent road trip, a brilliant friend of mine casually slipped the word Shibboleth into conversation. Since then, I have attempted to mimic her verisimilitude. See what I did there? And it is an incredibly difficult word just to slip in. The word Shibboleth means it's Hebrew for the part of the plant containing the grain. Some sources say it means an ear of corn. It's pronounced Shibboleth. It has come to mean a peculiarity of pronunciation that distinguishes you and can tell where you're from. It is from the Bible. The original, or the most pertinent example is from the Bible. It is in the book of Judges, chapter 12. The Gileadites and the Ephraimites are at war. The Gileadites stand guard at the river Jordan and ask anyone that wants to pass to say the word Shibboleth. Ephraimites pronounce the word Shibboleth with an S as Sibboleth. So if they said Sibboleth, they were killed on the spot. Approximately 42,000 people were killed because of millimeters of tongue placement difference. I guess you could call that phonetic warfare. So in this spirit, I would like to ask for your forgiveness if I mispronounce something or approximate something differently. I am from North Carolina and am only a native English speaker. A more recent shibboleth happened in 1937 in the Dominican Republic. The dictator Trujillo decided that he did not want Haitians seeking refuge in the Dominican Republic anymore. He ordered his soldiers to carry around a sprig of parsley. If they suspected someone of being Haitian, they asked them to pronounce the word perejil, which means parsley. The French and Haitian Creole R is much more toward the back of the mouth. So if they said perejil, then they were also killed. No number of how many people were killed was available. The Spanish R is produced right behind the teeth on what we call the alveolar ridge. It's where the D and the L are pronounced. The R sound is very variable across languages. It can be, in the Spanish language, it can be stationary like oración, or it can be in a trill as raton or corredor. The French R is sometimes taught as a gargle, and it is more toward the back of the mouth moving to the front, as in merci and Paris. The English R is the entire tongue raised in the back of the mouth, as in merci and Paris. My sister spent 4 months studying in Cuba, and she came back with what I thought was a lisp because she was dentalizing her consonants. Cuban Spanish is sometimes described as talking with a mouthful of cotton balls. It's called debuccalization because they don't like to use their cheeks. In 1282, Italians tried to identify people as French or Italian by making them pronounce the word cecchiri, which means chickpeas. French not only have trouble with the Italian and Spanish R, they also have difficulty with the CH sound. In World War II, soldiers in the Pacific, American soldiers, would ask people they suspected of being Japanese nationals to pronounce the word Lollapalooza. It's also, Lollapalooza is a colloquialism, so it's not a word that someone could have easily learned in just an English class. So it was a surprise. This is King Ferdinand. He is a very famous Spanish king, but not necessarily for what he did for the country, more for his lisp. Castilian Spanish is attributed to him because of words like Barcelona and gracias, but that myth has since been debunked and proven untrue. These are some local shibboleths you may know: Beaufort, Beaufort, Leicester, Leicester, Appalachian, Car Drug in Raleigh, Colorado, Houston Street in New York City, Dysertsville right down the road. We have aluminum, laboratory, Newfoundland. In Ireland, they say H and not H. They also say, in parts, they say turd instead of third, going back to the Gaelic tradition. And most countries say Z instead of Z. So I think it's important in talking about the murderous history of the word shibboleth to think about how we judge others by the way they speak. In My Fair Lady, Henry Higgins attributes Eliza Doolittle's low social class solely to the way that she speaks. On the other hand, Walt Wolfram is trying to preserve dialects. He is a sociolinguist at NC State, and he studies dialects across North Carolina. We have such a variability in our state, a wonderful, rich culture, from the Outer Banks where they say hoy-toid on the sand side, which means high tide on the sound side, and sounds Irish or sometimes sounds Australian. We have African American dialect, the Appalachian dialect. We also have Cherokee and Lumbee. The Lumbee are particularly interesting and are in danger of losing a lot of their dialect as we assimilate into a more of a mass culture. In Lumbee, Ellick means a cup of coffee, Mummick means a mess, Juvember means a slingshot, and Toten is a sound or a smell that signifies a ghost. As you go forth and you meet people that speak differently from you, I think we should go forth with tolerance and love. You say tomato, I say tomato, you say potato, I say potato, but can't we just all be friends?